We are coming to you live from the Money Studios here in Harare. This is yet another episode of the Entrepreneur's Corner. My name is Talent Kasu, and as always, we work together with the founder and group CEO of Money Finance, Dr. Ethel Mupambwa. Welcome once again, Doc.
Thank you so much, Talent. It's a pleasure to be sitting in that corner once again. And even the feedback that we are getting from entrepreneurs, it's amazing.
It is great.
We need more of these conversations.
We definitely do. And as always, we've got to remind you that we exist because you and your business exist. We are always there for your business, giving you the financial advice that you need, giving you the financial assistance that you also need. MoneyMat is always there for you. And today we are talking about, we need to understand the cash flow. What is it that we call the cash flow? How important is it to the business? How do we differentiate the cash flow from profitability? And for this and more, let's get down to business. Dr. E, there appears to be a lot of misconceptions about cash flows, about profitability of a business. And this problem seems to affect a lot of businesses, even big businesses for that matter. Tell us, what is the difference between the cash flow of a business and its profitability?
That's a very excellent question. And many entrepreneurs, they get that confusion because the business can be very profitable.
Yes.
But 6 months down the line, then you're under and you're surprised, but I did my costing well. I was profitable. My margins were okay. What really went wrong? And I love it that you even came with the comparison of cash flow.
Yes.
So this is where we want our entrepreneurs to understand.
Yes.
So profit is what's on paper, Talent. We are talking about the things that are written on paper when we present our financial statements, our profit and loss statement, our income statement, that's just on paper.
Yes.
But when we talk about cash flow, it is what is in your hands. It is what is in your hands. So with profitability, let me give an example so that our entrepreneurs are clear. I go to Gokwe.
Yes.
I'm a broker, grain broker. I go to Gokwe.
Yes.
I gather my farmers together. And I say, I'm buying at $3 per bucket for maize, right? And one full sack, that's 3 buckets, right? It means that's $9.
Yes.
So that one full sack for $9 US. If I put my transport, I put my travel expenses, let's say they get to $1. It means the cost of that sack is getting me to $10 US.
Yes.
You're following? Then I get to Harare. I know exactly one cost me $10 US. And I say, I need to be profitable in this business.
Yes.
So what do I do now? Let me put a margin. Maybe let me say, therefore, one sack I'll sell at $15 US.
Yes.
Meaning I've got a profit of $5 US. So if I've got 10 bags of maize, it means one bag I'll be now selling at $15 US.
Yes.
Times 10, I'll get 150.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But altogether, for my 10 bags, the cost was just 100. Meaning profitability-wise, I'm so much. That's 50% profitability.
That's 50%, yes.
But what happens now? I get to Harare. I go to those people who do Maputi business. That's where I can sell my bags of maize.
That's the target market.
That's the target market. Then those manufacturers of Maputi then says, please give us. One then says, give me 5 of them, but I'll pay you in 3 months' time. And I'm saying, I cannot be worried. My profit is still there. I can even give you 10, my friends. All of them, as long as you are going to pay me.
After 3 months.
But look at it now. Yes, on paper, I've got my profits. If I do my 3-month income statement, the profits are there. But the cash is not there. Now, after I've delivered to this manufacturer, doing my putty business,
Yes.
I cannot go back to Gokwe and get even more bags because the manufacturer is holding my cash.
Yes.
In as much as my business is profitable. Now, look, I'm working with a transporter. I'm working with other small boys who will be doing runaround, who would want their salaries for the next 3 months on a monthly basis.
Yes.
But the manufacturer is holding on to my cash. The business is profitable, but I don't have cash in my hands. This is the difference between profitability and cash flow. And this is the reason, even if then the manufacturer pays in full and will not default, after 3 months, I now have all my cash with me. But look, I've lost the people that I was working with who know how to run this business because they've not been paid. You know, I'm now going back to start from scratch to look even. Now these are more expenses of recruitment.
Of course.
Of other people.
And you're getting 50% after 3 months.
And getting 50% after 3 months. The business is profitable. But I don't have the cash in my hands. And cash flow wise, it's strained. And then that business will, with time, it will fail. Because also remember, the 3 months your cash is being held by your client who would have supplied. You also need to survive in between. This is now where you are finding yourself going, take small loans to cover those small gaps. That profitability will no longer be a true profitability position of the business because of that. Okay. So the question is, did I make money on this deal? Yes, you did. Right? But cash flow wise is saying, do I have money to survive today? No, you don't. So that business will not be able to survive. So the issue when you're in business, you need to ask yourself both questions. Am I making money? In as much as I'm making money, can I survive today? Can I pay my day-to-day expenses? Do I have cash in my hands to survive the following day and to keep the business oiled and running on a daily basis?
So, which brings, I think in part you've answered it. Why is it that a business that appears profitable? I know you spoke about, the absence of cash to run the daily expenses of a business. You've got wages to run, you've got bills, you've got all the other expenses to run. How then can entrepreneurs ensure that they remain both profitable and liquid at the same time?
That's very brilliant. And an entrepreneur needs to know how to balance the two. So you heard how I was explaining that the entrepreneur goes and gives 3 months credit to a customer. It then also means they need to check how they are matching what I call their debits and their credits. What do I mean?
Yes.
At what time do they receive money? And at what time do they take out their money? So now that they are saying, I can give this client, this manufacturer 3 months to pay. Now they don't have to make the client pay all of the money at the end of 3 months. They need to strike a balance and tell the client to say, no, but I need monthly repayments so that every month they at least have cash to run their various expenses. At the same time, they are getting the capital to deposit back to their supplier, who is that Gokwe farmer with grain, to say, no, I'm sending you for 3 bags now, right? Please keep them for me. I'm sending 4, So there's that need of balance, of knowing when your inflows are going to come through and when your outflows should go out as a business, but also remaining profitable. We don't want the scenario talent where, yes, because this manufacturer is going to pay me, say, over 3 months, that will be about my $30 every month to talk of. And at the same time, my salaries are adding up to $90. There's imbalance there.
Yes.
In as much as you are profitable, you then tend to frustrate another aspect of the business, which will disturb the cycles and the flow of a business to survive its tomorrow. So there's that need of a balance.
That's perfect. So before a business plunges into a full-blown crisis, we need to look at the red flags that an entrepreneur out there should look out for. What are some of the red flags that they should watch out for? And, already for them to identify that they already are beginning to have a cash flow problem before they plunge into a full-blown crisis.
So the red flags are there. And entrepreneurs, guys, we get to know about this. You don't even need to be told. But look, some of the red flags, let's line them out. You're constantly borrowing small amounts just to restock. It means something is not aligning. If you're truly supplying or you're doing your business and getting back the capital that you have invested in that stock, you need to be able to restock comfortably, even if it's only the profit that is sitting in your datas, in your areas. So the moment that you're saying, oh my goodness, this time around I cannot restock, I don't have enough cash to be able to restock and get my products for me to take to the market, those already are red flags of cash flow problems. Another thing, you are paying your suppliers later and later, and they're starting to demand a cash upfront. Look, when you're starting with a relationship, a supplier is your key stakeholder. Entrepreneurs, sometimes you don't need even to go and get that loan from a bank or from a microfinance. You're just going to be able to sit down with your supplier and negotiate good terms with that supplier. That supplier will give you a loan in form of your stock that you want to use to produce that product that you want to take to the market with. So the moment where your supplier is saying, no, you had promised me to come back after 7 days and pay something, but you have failed to do that. Now I need upfront cash. Already there are red flags. The moment your supplier needs cash upfront, yet you have been getting products on small credits because of trust, knowing that you're going to come back in 7 days, in 14 days, already cash flow problems are hitting your back. And the other red flag that I want them to take note of is that you are using money that is meant for stock to pay your personal bills. Entrepreneurs will always talk about this. When you're an entrepreneur, I always say, we want sustainable businesses.
Yes.
The money that is in the business, it's not yours. Not all of it is yours. Make sure you're disciplined enough. Get a salary of your own. That you know that I, Ethel Mupambwa, my salary is $50.
And I have to survive on that.
My personal bills need to fit in this $50 because I'm running a business here.
And you're not all of a sudden mbinga because sales are happening at your business.
So because what happens with revenue is not profit at the end of the day.
Yes.
So you might get a big order and you have taken a credit from a supplier.
Yes.
You have supplied your customer on that big order. They've paid all of it at once. Not everything that has come into that pocket is yours. Remember that your margin might even be small, especially when you're doing a grocery business.
Yes.
Those margins are very small. You need to really move volumes. So the moment that you are taking money that is meant for restocking. Now you are using it for personal bills. Some house in your private life is burning. Already cash flow problems are knocking at your door. So even if you are saying, Ethel, your salary is $50, that salary does not mean it needs to come at the end of the month. You could apportion it. In the first week, dear business, give me my $10. In the second week, give me another $10.
Yes.
In the third week, give me another $10. That's $30 already.
Yes.
In the last week of the month, then give me the $20 because my last week of the month has got rentals, even more pressing bills.
Yes.
So much of it I need at the end of the month. But be disciplined and make sure that $50 is what you are getting over the month. The moment you are taking funds meant for restocking to use for personal bills, it's a red flag altogether. So you might say my business is going well, but you are not answering how much cash do I have right now? And how much do I owe in the next 2 weeks? That's the biggest question as an entrepreneur that you need to ask yourself, especially when you're assessing how your cash flows are going about, because you need cash in hand. Even if that business is profitable, even if your business is making losses, talent, the moment your cash flows are healthy, it will take time for you to go under the bus.
The business will survive.
The business will survive. It will recover. It will break even. It will even be profitable as long as its cash flows are healthy. So please, dear entrepreneurs, take note of something that is called a cash flow in your business. Do you have cash to pay the obligations of today and be surviving and building trust around your stakeholders? Be your customers, be your suppliers, be your employees, be those key stakeholders, be the regulators. You need to have the cash to be able to survive your tomorrow.
And on that note, let's take a short breather. When we come back, we'll continue on these thoughts, understanding the cash flow of a business. We'll be right back.
This is Mr. Marasha. Today, he found himself stuck on the side of the road with a flat tire and no money on him to replace it. But with Monument Finance, this is no longer a crisis. Mr. Marasha can walk into any Tiger Bull and Tire branch in the country, choose the tires he needs, and get assisted instantly with zero deposit required. He then simply pays later through flexible installments of up to 6 months with Monument Finance. No cash upfront, no delays, just a smart, convenient solution that keeps him moving. Monument Finance and Tiger Bull and Tire is helping Mr. Marasha and every driver stay on the road with ease.
Welcome back. It is to the Entrepreneur's Corner, and today we are talking and understanding the cash flow. Now, Dr. E, before we took a break, you were talking about the prospects of a business surviving, even at a loss, as long as the cash flows are healthy. Now, we need to think around that. Let's talk about a businessman, an entrepreneur who is trying to understand that difference between a temporary cash problem and a deeper crisis, perhaps a slow season, perhaps for their particular products that they are selling. Now, how can they run the business? What questions should they be asking themselves when they discover that there is a serious cash crunch in the business?
Yeah, that's excellent. And you remember, Talent, we told entrepreneurs to find a day in a week, some 1 hour to 2 hours to get away from the business and asking yourself difficult questions. Now, when it comes to issues of cash flow, there are certain questions that you need to ask yourself. Is it really temporary, or I'm in deep problems here? I think the first question you need to ask yourself as an entrepreneur is that where I'm sitting right now, is it really seasonal? Yes, this happened before at the same time of the year. For let me give you an example. I love picking examples because we work with entrepreneurs on a daily basis.
To get practical.
Yes. So let's say you are in the school uniform business. You are a tailor.
Yes.
You are doing school uniforms. You know very well every January, it's either new grades, right? New season. Some students have outgrown their sizes. So it's almost like it's definite that January new school uniforms shall be bought. Others are crossing from grade 7 to Form 1. Definitely getting to Form 1, you need a new uniform.
Others have changed schools.
There's need for new uniforms there.
Yes.
So you need to ask, is this seasonal? So when now you're saying business is booming, you're a tailor who does school uniforms. My business is booming and it's January. We are looking at you like, okay. Wait until June.
Until June comes.
Will it still be booming?
And for the rest of the year.
Because during the rest of the year, it's 1-2 purchases of school uniforms. Usually when I buy a school uniform beginning of the year, I expect that uniform to go for the whole year. It could be different. Maybe second term because it's winter season.
Yes.
Now they need a winter uniform for those schools that are doing winter uniform. But that's seasonal again.
Yes.
Would that same student be able to come and buy the same product come next year winter, or they can still fit? So you cannot say my business is booming, my cash flows are healthy because it's January. You can't. You need to ask yourself. So you're a tailor in the uniform business that I given an example. You need to be able to understand that you get much of your cash in January. What are the plans and strategies do you have for the rest of the year to continue in business? Are you going to continue concentrating on uniforms? No. This is when now you're starting to get clients for the Rora. The Rora day has become big business. Yeah.
It's now brisk business in Zimbabwe. Yeah, of course.
I don't know those young people who are saying that they are not getting people to marry or to get... But I tell you, it's boom business. But now you're starting to put plans. So in April, most weddings are done April, August, Aurora issues. November is not a month of, at least in our culture in Zimbabwe. I know people are not disrespecting it, but when we're growing up, people don't really get married in November.
Yes.
You see, but it is the month that you need to start preparing for January. For school uniforms.
Ahead of
so
time.
Now in November, do you have enough cash to buy the material you need for school uniforms to prepare for December, January? Because we start buying uniforms in December.
Yes.
With our bonuses. Now we are really alert. We don't want January disease as parents. So we start buying uniforms in December. So in November, you need to start stocking up. So when you're saying your business is healthy, do you have that cash in November to prepare for December and January season if you're a tailor who does school uniforms? If you don't have funds enough to prepare for that boom season of your business, then there are structural problems in that business. It's just not temporary anymore.
It is a deep-rooted problem within your business.
Exactly. And another question that I want entrepreneurs to ask themselves is, does the cash come back once the season turns? Or does the hole get deeper every cycle?
Okay.
So, going back to my tailor, business has boomed in December, January. Maybe you had taken a loan in November to stock up. And all that money has gone to loan repayments because remember that loan has got interest.
It does.
So you are in deeper problems even if your profits are going to cover the interest of that loan. So when you're sitting down, taking a facility to finance a season that is coming to boom, you need to understand, to say, will these interest charges not eat up into my cash flows, even into my profits? If those interest charges are eating up into your cash flows, come February, March, April, when you're paying back the loan, then that's a structural problem again. You did not do well in negotiating in your November facility as you were preparing for a boom business. So all those dynamics, an entrepreneur needs to sit down and assess, is it just a temporary cash flow problem? Because sometimes it's just a temporary cash flow problem. Maybe you had supplied uniforms to a school and they said by the end of the year would have paid all of it, right? But now coming November, they've said things have happened, right? We can't really pay you, but we are starting to receive our school fees December, January. Then we'll pay you to finish off the debt of the stock of the previous year, right?
Yes.
Now, maybe that's just temporary. And you know, definitely as they receive their school fees, they are going to pay you back because they need new supplies for more uniforms. So then that's temporary. But when you get more into deeper and you're now running helter-skelter, looking for that little cash here, little cash there, then that's a tell sign that this business is even in more problems. Even the profitability will start going deep until you're in losses and you have been kicked out of business.
So, Doc, before we move over to the next question, I have come across businesses that have gotten contracts to supply some of the big players, you know, in the big companies. You know, everyone wants to supply big companies. They want to supply Delta Corporation, Tonga,
They want to win the tenders.
They want to get the tenders to give, to supply TM Pick and Pay, for instance.
Yes.
But, you know, such companies at times do take time to clear their invoices.
Yes.
And an entrepreneur might actually run out of stocks to supply their daily clients. And if they are servicing a loan, as you said, sometimes they will tell you that, look, there's nothing I can do because my invoices are still being held up at that client, big client of mine. What's your advice to those clients?
So to those entrepreneurs, my advice to those entrepreneurs in this scenario is the problem that you are having right now is a planning problem. How do you plan your things so that you then don't get yourself into a mess? When you win that tender,
yes,
you need to be able to sit down and say, so that I don't get into cash flow problems, how am I going to finance this tender? Can I finance it from my pockets, all of it? But you then ask your question, if I give everything that I have in my pocket to the tender,
yes,
for the supply of the tender, how will I survive in the next foreseeable future, 3 months, before this organization pay me back? If I am going to take a facility to help me, because facility, it's a matter of you being assisted, you know, to help me so that I'm able to supply this tender, then you really need to sit on the negotiating table with the fund supplier to say, look, my guy, yes, I'm expecting my client, the big client, to be paying A, B, C, D, E in these installments.
yes,
But at the same time, I can finance part of the repayment from my daily incomes that I'm getting, my daily revenues that I'm getting. So that planning problem is what then makes an entrepreneur suffer in the long run, even though we know then eventually they were paid $20,000 US. Yes, it then eventually came. But look, the other stakeholders that you have strained until that money has come. Now, even the profit in that 20,000 that you have gotten, it will now need to cover the expenses that you have incurred in making sure you keep the relationship with other key stakeholders for the business to have survived until that payment. You don't need to strain those relationships. So just a rule of thumb. A temporary crunch for you, right? There's a clear cause and a clear end date. If it's a temporary crunch, it's because I supplied a big tender, blah, blah, and all. And definitely by this date, I would. The funds are coming. I would be out of this. That's temporary. But for a structural problem, this issue is repeating itself, even when you can point to an obvious external reason to say, you know what, I think my issue here is coming out like this. Imagine a scenario. You then supplied Delta with what grains that
sorghum.
They use, the sorghum grains. Yes. And Delta calls you back and say, this is poor quality. The quality that you promised us
is different from what you gave us.
It's different from what you are giving us. That's not temporary now. And every season, the farmers that are supplying you are giving you poor quality. And now you're in cycles and cycles. Delta is not paying. It's saying, no, I can't do this because, look, you have affected even my cycles. I thought I had good stock.
Yes.
But I'm realizing I don't have. Now I need even to go extra mile and even get into more expenses to meet the demand. Now, that's a structural problem. Something is not right. You need to sit down and redesign. How should I supply better quality tomorrow so that I'm not affected in delayed payments because of my issue of poor quality in my products?
That is profound. I think this issue is getting really personal to businesses and to entrepreneurs, and of course, there's always need for that constant supervision to see the best decisions to take. So, as we are about to take a short breather, Dr. E, there's a question to do with an entrepreneur who has discovered that this problem has happened. They have a cash problem in their business. Now, this is the time to decide on getting external funding. So when we come back after the break, we want to look at what factors to consider. What is it that they have to think about before they can think of getting external break? We'll be right back.
Iyi secret here kuti magetsi ari kumitsa. Muri kuita sei mumabhizimusi? Vana vechikoro uye kubika mudzimba. Vema butcheries nyama haisikora here. Isu veMausolaco tine masolar systems anopedza matambudziko ese iwaya. Tine masolar systems anotangira pa 1 kVA kusvika pa size yamunoda. Anosimudza kubva kumalights kusvika kuentertainment, mafridges pamwe chete nemaboreholes. Kana usina mari yakakwana haisi nyaya. Tinoita inonzi pay as you go. Kubhadhara mbichana mbichana uchitoshandisa system yako. Kuti ubatsirike, bata vesales team yedu. Desire pa 0787 831 578. Kana kubata Aubrey pa 0771 216 155. Amula pa 0779 234 125. KuMausolaco tinoti renewable energy changing lives.
Welcome back. It is to the Entrepreneur's Corner, and today we are talking cash flows. Now, Dr. E, before we took a breather, we need to talk to the entrepreneur. When is the right time to seek external funding? You are in microfinancier yourself, and I liked it when you said you can't just borrow.
Yes. It's actually a sensitive topic personally to me.
Because you need to make some sales.
No, not that I need to make some. I've been there. You just then get into this buzz of, now I need external funding in this business. And you don't really plan or think through it or understand how it's going to happen for you. So I really understand this question is really coming from entrepreneurs and from experience to say, look, I've gone ahead. I got a tender. I've gone ahead and sought for external funding. I supplied the tender, but things went haywire. Even if on paper, the business plan, the projections were intact, nothing looked amiss.
Yes.
But in implementation of the plan on paper, things went haywire. So this is where we really want to talk about external funding. It can be a loan.
Yes.
It can be an investor. Now our entrepreneurs are growing. They're getting investors who are saying, give me a piece of shares and I give you so much money in this business. And you're not even understanding what it means to give away part of your business, because when you give away shares, you have given part of your business to someone else. You don't even understand what it means, because you are just myopic. For you, you want this sale to go through and it needs this financing. And against all odds, let me just take it and
You
run.
see the big dollars coming in.
And you're just seeing the big dollars coming in. Yeah, dear entrepreneurs, sit down. So the first thing is, are you fixing a growth gap? Is it an issue of growth that is happening here? Or is just a leak that has happened in the business? I think that's the number one question. Especially winning a tender. Tenders don't continuously come. You might win a tender of Delta today. You might not be the very same person who will win it next year. I think they've got a system of changing suppliers now and again for some fairness of business.
Yes.
That happens even with government tenders.
Indeed.
I think now and again they look for different suppliers. You just apply for a certain period of time and it's given another person.
Yes.
So you need to ask, is it really growth that is happening here before you think of seeking external funding? Or is just covering a leak that has happened? It's this awesome order.
Yes.
And this is where, as an entrepreneur, you sit down, understand what you really need. What is it exactly that you are looking for? If it's just a leak, you want to supply an order. Truly, you're not really looking for a business loan in the sense of how we describe a business loan.
Yes.
Where a business loan is for you to enhance your working capital, and making the business be flowing every day. Maybe what you need at that particular time is what we call order financing.
Yes.
Is that financing of that specific order. And when you're sitting down with a funder, you are linking the order directly to the facility.
To the terms of the facility.
To the terms of the facility. You're saying to the funder, don't ask me about my everyday revenues. Don't worry about that. Those revenues are not yours.
Let's talk about this order.
Yes, I'm not going to finance this facility you are giving me with my day-to-day revenues. Let's talk about this order.
Yes.
What do you want? This is where you, as an entrepreneur, you say, dear funder, why don't we do this? We can have a tripartite conversation.
Yes.
You as a funder, me as a supplier, and my customer. And my customer can sign a guarantee to say, when I make the payment, I'll make the funder's payment directly to their account and their suppliers to his or her account. What you have done, you have stopped noise from the funder to you. As long as the funder has not seen the payment done, it means his burden as a funder is on your customer, who is Delta. So he also has a right to call Delta. So when are you making payments for our customer? So you have also then offloaded the burden to the funder. You get it?
Yes.
So understand, what external funding do you need? And now, this is for order financing. It's for a particular order.
Yes.
Now we are going to that to say, okay, it's a leak. it's working capital. I need just to inject some funds, maybe for the growth of the business. When I was supplying 200 bags of maize, I just want to be able to supply 250 bags all at once. Now, it's a different question altogether. This is now for the increase of working capital, right? You want to increase your capital base so that at least you make bigger orders that you can control. And, every day you can make repayments to this funder. It's a loan facility, So you need to ask yourself, do I know exactly what this man will do? So you have been supplying 200 bags of maize. You want to increase to supply 250 at once.
Yes.
So you're sitting down and saying, how much do I need for 50 extra bags? And you are going to this funder just for financing of the extra 50 bags. And you're saying to this funder, I already have 200 bags in the pipeline. So it will not be difficult for me even to pay this loan.
Yes.
Even if life happens in between, because I'm already supplying 200. Now it's additional 50 bags. So that will save you a lot of headache. And another issue that you need to ask yourself.
Yes.
I've talked about giving away shares. Maybe the growth is coming in terms of you are a manufacturer.
Yes.
That Maputi business. Now you need to buy another latest machine.
Yes.
Right? And the working capital, the everyday operations cannot really fund this machine. And maybe this machine, even the short tenure loans will not suffice for me to service that loan.
Yes.
It's a machine when I've shipped it into the country. I will need maybe 2 to 3 years paying it up. Now someone is saying, I don't mind, but I need part of the business. I need some shares.
Yes.
And I'll finance this machine. Because that person is expecting to get dividends from the operations of this business in 2 years, 3 years to come. These are our high net worthy people who are saying, I can wait,
They've got patient capital.
They've got patient capital, I can wait. But you need to understand what you are selling off yourself. Because maybe the machine is going for $150,000 US. Right?
Yes.
And this person is saying, yes, I can give you 150,000, but you give me 50% of your business. Now, when the machine is on the ground, that machine is now producing to the tune that the value of your business has just jumped to almost 500,000.
Yes.
But you gave 50% away of your business because of 150,000. Entrepreneurs, understand these dynamics. I think talent, we might need a business school so that every entrepreneur will come with their specific situation for us to really open it up, look into it, and advise accordingly, because these are sensitive issues. Do you know sometimes we lose even our houses because would have gone and taken a loan and just put collateral of a house that my family is depending on. The kids are sleeping in this house and I'm waking up, the house is gone. How did I get into that transaction? And how did I make my calculations to the extent that I can give away the title deed and say, give me the 30,000. Yet the house has been appreciating in value all this while. And now the house is being sold for 60,000.
But it's worth 150,000.
But it's worth 150,000. Is that fair? It is not fair. But the onus is on you, the entrepreneur. If you sit down, if you understood exactly what you need the external funding for, and a structure that works for that particular aspect of the external funding that you are taking into your business.
That is perfect. I think in the interest of our time, we might need to wrap up. Now, we need to go to the big lesson of the day. If that entrepreneur watching out there is to take one lesson from this conversation about cash flows, what would it be?
So, talent, in this conversation, if you did not get all the explanations that I did, dear entrepreneur, what you need to take away from this conversation today is that cash is oxygen of your business. Profit is the food.
That is perfect. So any parting shots as we wind up?
So the parting shot is that on that statement. When I tell you cash is oxygen, talent, you can't breathe without oxygen.
You can't.
It's needed every day. But I said profit is the food to the business. You can survive without food. Look, we are fasting for our businesses.
About 10 days.
10-day fasts without food.
But you need the oxygen.
But we need the
second.
oxygen to be able to get the fasting going for the 10 days. You see? So my parting words to dear entrepreneurs are that don't be ashamed of a small, well-managed business. That's perfect. A tax shop that pays its supplier on time and keeps its owner sleeping peacefully is doing better than a big business drowning in debt and it cannot track where it really went wrong. That's the way to live. We want entrepreneurs who are getting enough sleep, peaceful sleep, because such an entrepreneur, we are confident that they will employ the next other 200 youths in our country because they are handling their businesses professionally, sitting down, making plans, seeing, is this a cash problem right now? Or is something has really gone bad?
Yes.
And how do I rectify that? We don't want big businesses that cannot even track where they are missing it. And they are having sleepless nights, and they are running from one door, borrowing John, paying Paul. They've borrowed Paul. They are now paying Peter. And it's an endless cycle until the blood pressure is high and they drop dead. It's a loss to us as a nation.
Yes.
We don't want such businesses. So, as we always say in Entrepreneur's Corner, start where you are, manage what you have with discipline, and grow from a place of control, not from a place of chaos.
That is perfect. We need to wrap it up. But all the same, this was a conversation about cash flows being the oxygen of the business, and of course, profits being the food of the business. Critical words there coming from Dr. E. It's always a pleasure to have you around. And each time we sit down, you know that we are waxing lyrical. This is your show. Until next time.
And talent, we are saying, do not forget to share, to click the follow button, and make sure you're always tuned on each Wednesday when we sit as entrepreneurs in the corner.
It is definitely. Until next time, goodbye.